What is up, you guys? It's Jay the Great, and welcome back to another video. And of course, this is another sports-related video, as you can tell by the title. But before I begin, I just want to say Happy Thanksgiving to all y'all out there, man. I hope you have a good one with all your folks, your friends, family, significant others, you name it. Hope you have a good one. Enjoy it. Life's too short not to enjoy the special moments, you know. But yeah, man. So as you can tell by the title, let's get right into the video. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about the special main event of UFC 246, January 18th at T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. None other than Conor, the notorious one, Mcgregor, against Donald Cowboy Cerrone. That's going to be special, man. It's going to be a heck of a fight. I hear Anthony Pettis is going to be in the card. So basically, let's break down, before I get into the actual fight and who I think will win, let's break down where Conor is right now in the eyes of the fans. He fought Mayweather 2 years ago, right? Lost. Got beat, obviously. We all expected it because Mayweather's the best of all time. Then he goes a year later in October of 2018, I believe, was around that date. He fights Khabib. Gets starched, basically destroyed, mauled the whole time, just like Khabib's done to everyone else he's fought. And then he goes out and does all this other stuff outside the octagon. I'm talking being in trouble with sexual assault allegations, but to be fair, the allegations never went anywhere. But hitting an old man in the face, the phone situation with the fan where he smashed the guy's phone, which was obviously unnecessary. So yeah, he's in a bad light right now, man. And he as far as the hardcore fans, this is my opinion, I don't think he's that respected anymore. As a fighter, he's not respected anymore. Not even as a man at this point, especially with the hardcore fans. You know, he hasn't been doing what he has to do as a man, and hasn't won a fight in years. You know, literally, you can say years he doesn't want to fight. So what he has to do is win in dominating fashion against Donald Cowboy Cerrone to get the respect of the hardcores. I know the casuals, they love him because of who he is. You know, he's this, charismatic, fiery dude that just loves to fight and all that, and has this whiskey and all that stuff. But to the hardcores, if he wants to leave a legacy, he's got to beat Donald Cerrone decisively. So that's where he is right now. Now, Donald is a Hall of Famer. Most wins ever in the UFC. Most finishes ever in the UFC. But, like McGregor, has lost his last two matches. You know, he got TKO'd, actually, against Justin Gaethje and I believe it was Jorge Masvidal. So he lost twice, in bad fashion. So he's not in, cloud nine right now either. They're both kind of, I'm sure they have their doubts right now. Like, man, I haven't won a fight in a while. I know Conor feels like he's not going to admit it, but I know he does, The fighters, when they lose like that, dominated like that, it hurts your spirit, man. And spirit's everything. I'm not saying he's depressed, because he's, he knows what he is and what he was, which is a world-class championship level martial artist. That's what he really is. Take away all the antics, all the shit talking. That's what he is. So they're both at this spot. So that's on an even playing field. They've both been beat several times in the last couple of years. They're going to come in it trying to make a statement. But I believe Conor has more weight on his shoulders. Donald, he's written his chapters of his career. He's in the last chapter of his career. He's writing his last chapter of his legacy. Conor, it depends though. If he dominates, this is just the middle of a chapter because he's a young guy still. He's in his early 30s. There's a long way to go if he keeps winning. If not, then honestly, I'd be thinking about maybe hanging it up. He has all the money in the world. He's earned hundreds of millions in just 2 fights alone. Could be even Mayweather. So it's not like he's not hurting for money. He's gotta realize, is this worth it? Is this stress and suffering and pain that I go through every fight camp worth it anymore? I have $100 million in the bank. I'm still making millions off the whiskey. The question is it worth it anymore? If he wins, then of course, obviously he still has a fire to keep going because he made this fight. He could have said I'm done and be fine for life. But I feel like he wants to cement his legacy as one of the greats. And that's different about McGregor. He has that fire. He's still fighting. He could have just left at the Mayweather fight. He would have been set for life. But then he fought Khabib, and now he's going to fight Donald. I don't hate McGregor by any means. I think he's a hell of a businessman and a hell of a fighter. He just has had his head in the wrong place. I just think that's what it is. And obviously Khabib, honestly, I don't think he ever beats him. I don't think he does. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think he does. I think Khabib's his kryptonite. But Donald, that's a fight he can win. He can win. It's gonna be a stand-up fight. What's dangerous about Donald is he's very dangerous on the ground. I believe he's a high belt in jiu-jitsu and is a dangerous guy. He's been in like over 40 fights, has the most wins in UFC history. He's done that. He's been there. Fought the cream of the crop, won some, lost some. He's there, man. He as far as someone that knows the game, it doesn't get much better than Cowboy Cerrone. He's been there a long, long time. So Conor's gonna be ready. He's gonna make a statement to the masses saying, I'm still that guy. I still have the skills to be a champion. So what he's gonna have to do, now we're getting to the actual fight itself. He's gonna have to be very technical, not take much risks, because Donald could finish you or take you down. He's gonna work on his takedown defense. And this is a good thing. Donald is no Khabib. He's not at that level where he can just take you down at will. He can't. But he's very good. So Conor still's going to have to prepare himself very well. So takedown defense is key for Conor. Being technical, keeping his distance with that karate style that he has, that long, rangy style he has. Keeping people at distance and popping the left. He's going to have to do that. And just be very technical and be the old Conor that we all came to know and love. So Donald, he could just maybe take it to the ground. Maybe outstrike him, but I still believe Conor's a better striker. I think Conor's a better striker in this one. But yeah, if I was Donald, I'm assuming they're planning on taking him down at least once for sure. To get some points, or maybe to take him out, to submit him, because he's been submitted before, as we saw against Nate Diaz. Donald's very, very, very seasoned, just like Nate is, so definitely has the potential to do that to Conor. He's a big dude, for Conor, and I think it's going to be a very interesting fight and a very competitive fight. This is going to be competitive. The Khabib one was not, because Khabib is just several notches above the rest of the competition. That's why it was such a dominating performance by Khabib Nurmagomedov. So Conor has to be very, very technical, be on the P's and Q's and don't mess up. Work on your gas tank, because I know Donald can go. He can fight for a while, man. He might be older now, but that boy can fight for a long time. I think he's been 5 rounds, if I'm not mistaken, before. He definitely has he definitely knows that condition. He's been in so many fights. So Conor, that's another weakness he has. It's his ground game and his cardio. His cardio, you've seen it several times. When it's diminished, he's, kind of a shell of himself at that point. Against Khabib, against Mayweather, against Nate Diaz twice. He just gotta work on that gas tank, man. I don't know what he has to do. Go to the mountains, go to Big Bear, go to the Himalayas, something. He's got to work on it, because that's important. If you ever want to be Khabib, if you ever want to be a champ again, that's a very, very important thing to work on. And of course, your ground game as well. Khabib that's a different story. But we're talking about Donald and Conor. Gas tank, takedown defense. Key, keeping your distance. Picking your shots wisely, not taking risks. Knowing what could happen if you take this shot or that shot against Cowboy. For Cowboy, takedowns, jiu-jitsu, and being careful on the feet, because Conor can knock you out. So those are what they got to work on to win, and I'm assuming they're working on that as we speak. But yeah, man, that's gonna be the fight. I guess I'll come up to you guys with some other news. This is besides UFC 246. That was the main event of this video. The main event of the video. But other things we got coming soon. Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington, December 14th, UFC 245. Gonna be a good one. Those guys have very similar styles. Usman is a slightly he's a harder hitter for sure. But I believe Kobe's gas tank is off the roof, man. You saw what he did against Robbie Lawler. It's bonkers how good his cardio is and how good of a fighter he is. Yeah, he puts on the persona. He's the biggest heel in the UFC and all this shit. He hangs out with the Trumps, and he does it for money, man, because they were going to cut him. They were going to cut Kobe a few years ago before he became what he is now. He was just a good fighter with a late, boring style. And we saw that against Robbie. It's not most exciting. He just breaks you down, breaks your will, suffer, just puts you through it, breaks your will, breaks your spirit. That's what he did against Robbie. And Kamaru is kind of similar. He has more power, he has power to hurt you. We saw that against Woodley. And he does have one knockout. I mean, but we're going to see those really strong-willed guys go at it, and they don't like each other, clearly. And so that's going to be exciting. I can't wait for that. And on that card, got Amanda Nunes, fighting that one Jermaine Durandame, something like that. And Max Holloway, my guy, fighting another killer. So that's going to be a stat card. We got that coming soon. We also have, this is boxing now, Andrew Rees versus Anthony Joshua. Going to be exciting fight, man. I can't wait for that one. So as far as who I think wins that one, I didn't say who I think wins between Kamaru and Kobe. I think, honestly, it's a very hard one to call. I'll go to Kamaru just because he's fought the Woodley and he's fought, for slightly. It could go the other way easily, but I'll give it to Kamaru. Okay, but onto what I was talking about right now. Andy and Joshua. A lot of people said the week before that Joshua got knocked out in sparring, and that's the reason why he lost the fight. And that he even had, anxiety and not mental issues, but, mentally he wasn't at 100% the day of the fight. A lot of people said that, and that's the reason why he lost, like people said that. So this was going to happen. Andy's either going to win because that's not true or it wasn't a huge factor, or Anthony does win and it was just a fluke. As far as who I think wins, I don't think Andy beats him a second time, man. I love Andy. He's the first Mexican heavyweight champion ever, but I don't think he wins again. I think that had something to do with it, man. He does have great hand speed, great combinations, very fundamentally sound, but Joshua just, he has the X factor. I think he gets it done. I could be wrong. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout. I think Andy could win. He could win, but I think Joshua's going to get the job done. Also, Fury versus Wilder, February 2020. Going to be a good one, man. Wilder has ungodly power, as we saw against Luis Ortiz last weekend. And his power he might be the most powerful hitter we've ever seen in the sport of boxing. The only other guy you could say is George Foreman in his prime. Maybe him. You could make the debate. You could make the argument. Excuse me. So yeah, Wilder. He only needs one shot to take you out. One shot. That's all he needs. One shot, and you're gone. We saw against Ortiz twice, and he lost every round against Ortiz, man. Every round. But it took one shot, and he won the fight. He knew it too. He turned around, it's over, and it was over. Once he caught him, he knew it. He knows. He's aware of what he can do. He never got flustered in that fight. He's like, yeah, I'm losing the rounds. I need one shot. One shot. And that was it. That's all she wrote, man. That's something you can't teach. That's something you can't teach you to defend against either. That's just God-given power, man. God-given ability. He did it against Fury, too. I don't know how Fury got up, but he got up. My opinion, it was a long 10 count when he fought Fury. So, Wilder versus Fury. And Fury has looked vulnerable against these not bums, but these, lower tier professionals. He got that cut against that one guy. He almost lost the fight. What's his name? Schwartz, something like that, a couple months ago. Wilder's been fighting the cream of the crop. Fury, Ortiz, twice. He's not scared to take fights against the best. He doesn't back down. So, who I think wins that fight? Honestly, I think Wilder right now. Right? Wilder right now has all the momentum in the world. Fury has been looking kind of not as good. Not world-class, not elite, not the best on the planet. You know what I'm saying? So I think Wilder gets it done. I think he takes him out. I really do. And he fought Fury once. And I think he knows, he's not a better boxer than Fury. That's not realistic, but I think he knows what to do. And I think Fury, his mind's all over the place. And once you start going into other things, like he has got WWE going on and all this stuff, once you take your mind off boxing and it's not your whole life, things change, You saw that against Mcgregor. Mcgregor went to Mayweather, came to Khabib, got smashed. A lot of it was because he had his mind all over the place. Woodley against Kamaru, he lost because he had rapping going on, his music, all this other stuff that he'd been doing, celebrity stuff. He got lost to Kamaru, got dominated. You gotta have if you want to be a world champion for a long time, that's gonna be your goddamn life. Look at GSP, look at John Jones, look at Mayweather. That's their whole life is fighting. To be a champion, it's gotta be your whole world. Your whole world. You gotta be obsessed. You gotta be willing to stay away from family for months on end, to stay away from friends month on end, to sacrifice. And that's the difference between the greats. and the guys that are just almost there. That's the difference. Ali. Look at all these guys. Mike Tyson. It's their life. They don't care about anything else. You know? So, I got Wilder winning because of that, and because he has all the momentum right now. And he's like dominating. He's like a world beater. Every fight. 42-0, one decision, 41 knockouts. That's insane, man. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, man. It's not even, it's almost like video game numbers. It's like playing UFC. But yeah, man, that's about it, I think, for this video. I just wanted to bring you some combat sports news. And the big main event, Conor McGregor versus Donald Cerrone. It's going to be a good one, man. I can't wait. Hopefully they add some killer co-main event. Maybe like Jorge versus someone, Nick Diaz. I don't know. We've seen some crazy stuff, man. We've seen The Rock in the octagon, so for fuck's sake. So who knows what we'll see. If they pull that off, man, Jesus. It's going to be, ESPN's going to break 1 million views, pay-per-view buys, easily. But yeah, man, it's going to wrap it up for this one. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. And if you're new, please subscribe, man, because we're only getting bigger and better from here. We got all kinds of content, not just sports. We got, comedy-oriented stuff, sports, reactions to all kinds of stuff. So check us out. We're the most versatile channel on the tube. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. Share with your friends if you enjoyed as well. We're trying to grow, and we're a family here. It's just that simple. I love all y'all, and I'll catch you in the next one. Eat plenty today, man, and be thankful for what you got. It's Jay the Ray signing out. I'm out. Have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.